Stardom 101.
Stardom 101.
Stardom 101.
Stardom 101.
It's the Stardom 101 magazine podcast. Shining light on today's tastemakers
and innovators.
Kicking with your host, Christopher Boykin.
It's the Stardom 101 magazine podcast.
Stardom 101 magazine podcast. Chris Boykin, we are back. Thank you guys once again for tuning in and listening to us as we chop it up on this weekend. The weather's kind of crazy, but here nor there, we still gonna do what we do regardless of what the weather is out there. And on the line, I have a very, very special guest. She is doing some amazing things in the industry, shaking up the industry on her coast. We're seeing it out here on this coast, and we're gonna talk and build with her about what she has going on. Very talented individual, and she goes by the name of SOS KHAM KHAM. Cam, how you doing today?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Good job with the name. Good job.
I did I do it good? Look, see, I said, no, I like that. That's catchy. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Well, all right.
Say it with some feeling.
You feel me? 1 point.
There you go. I got some points for that, y'all. That's what's up. And we chopping it up. And let's talk about the beginning, if we could, Cam. Let's just talk about the beginning. So people can understand your background in the industry, how you came in, when you came in the industry, when you started taking it serious. Just give us a little background of you as an individual.
Background. That's way back. Well, I was born and raised in Jamaica.
Wow.
We came up here on a scholarship. My mom got a scholarship as a communication to go get her master's. And then she just decided to bring us along with her. We got some school visas and decided that, I came up here in the 8th grade. I was already writing poetry in Jamaica and listening to rap music. So, when I went to high school, my parents wanted me to do reggae, because I was born in Jamaica. But I just gravitated to, hip hop. I gravitated to rap because of the poetry. And I was infatuated with that.
Wow.
I didn't really know who I was. I was still trying to feel it out. So, I did a whole album. It was called the original album Star, and it was centered around the track Star. It was a song called Star. I just want to be a star. And I actually met up with Realm Music Group, who shopped it overseas, and I got a record deal in France, which fell through. I'm not sure the details why it fell through, but it was an album deal. They signed me to shop the album as it was. So I was real excited. I thought I was gonna move to France and everything.
Wow.
But that fell through, and I had to move to Central Florida, which I put down the music for a long bit.
Yeah.
But I was already still writing. I was still writing in my head, but this time it was more of like a harmony. It was more geared towards a song, and less about a rap, because I used to write on paper and now I was writing in my head. So it was more so coming from the heart now in my experiences and what I was going through. So that changed the direction of my music. And, a friend of mine, she just said, look, get back in the studio. You're writing all these songs, instead of trying to, go behind somebody or make somebody, the forefront. It's your music. You're doing your clothing line. Just go out there and be the, and I thought about it. I said, I might as well be the face of the music and the brand. That it is what it is. At this point in time, nobody's caring about, back in days was how you look. You had to look the part. You had to dress the part. You had to be this.
It was selling like an image. Yeah, selling this image.
So, she was like, what do you, man, fat people in now. Just go do your thing. So, it is what it is. That, I believe in enlightenment. So when, you talk to your higher self and it's like, look, maybe this is your path. If this is, what you're meant to do, get up and go do it. And one day I just decided I wanted to live and I wanted to experience what I was put on earth for before I leave the earth.
Yes.
So I decided, let me just go on this journey and, do what I was meant to do.
Nice. So it sounds like this is your purpose. You found your purpose in the music, and the literature. Do you ever dip into poetry a little bit, spoken word a little bit? That I know you ill with the pen. Did you ever do anything like that? Because I listened to I checked you out now. I checked your stuff out. I said, now this shit is good now. Wait a minute.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
sure that
Uh-huh.
most of my stuff could go either or.
Okay.
Especially when it's geared towards the rapping part. I'm sure it could go either or.
Mm.
As far as like, going out there and doing poetry night, nah, it never really, inspired me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I have done it before.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm more geared towards, I've been focused this time around on just, getting reacquainted with people and having them know this side of who I am.
Mm.
So that's where I am right now, just pushing, the mixtapes that I've dropped and trying to get everybody familiar with the SOS KHAM KHAM.
Nice. Let's talk about the mixtape. That's a perfect segue. That's literally my next question. The mixtapes. What's the names of the mixtapes first of all, and is it different sounds? Is it a series collectively together? Did you? As I know both of them out there circulating right now, but did you do that on purpose? Literally drop them like that? Mm-hmm.
Yes, they're gonna be dropped back to back. I know that attention span is really short when it comes to music nowadays, so I try to keep them short instead of dropping a 17, 20, 24 track EP or CD or mixtape. I decided to drop, a 10-track mixtape.
Okay.
The way my writing went, it kind of flows into each other, each song. So, it dawned on me, okay, let's make it a series because I'm gonna drop one. But it's typically you're going into continuing where I left off.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Florida by Mags 1, which stands for, fuck love, but it makes a great song.
Dope.
So, what we all go through, one day we're in love, the next day it's like, man, forget this, So it's the up and downs about, being in relationships, dealing with love, dealing with, not wanting to be loved today. And then tomorrow, you're like, okay, I'm gonna open up today.
I see.
So I have volume 1 and volume 2 out right now, both hosted by DJ Chill Will, favorite grand of DJ Chill Will.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those are out right now, and yeah, it's really doing real well, and it's bringing me back into the homes of giving me a new audience per se.
Nice.
Because the brand new me.
Nice. And those are on like what platforms? Those two mixtapes, like DatPiff? Is it your
It should be on everything right now.
Nice.
My mixtapes, Spinrilla.
Nice.
I really promote Spinrilla because you don't have to download anything to listen to it there.
Mm-hmm.
I've listened to it on Pandora. It's everywhere. You know what I mean?
Dope. Do you have any favorite producers you like to work with or inspire to work with?
I'm still trying to connect with one particular, but yeah, on the mixtape I've used about 4 or 5 right now. I have Andy R. I got I don't want to pronounce nobody's name wrong or say no wrong names. You kind of get me in trouble here.
Sure, my bad. Shout outs.
I've done a lot with Relly Made.
Nice.
But I connect with the music itself.
Okay.
So it's really hard to pinpoint the producer first. I kind of go off the track itself first. So the track writes the song. So it's so it's really hard to say, hey, I'm gonna work with this guy, because I have to really hear the music first.
Understood. Will we eventually get like a full album for you, or we straight?
Definitely.
Nice.
Working on that right now.
Oh, you are? Oh, okay. And will this be like the first official album, like debut album from you?
It would be. I mean, you guys have to, we got 2 more mixtapes to go through as we, go through PR and we go through marketing.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a while to develop that fan base to drop a real album. And that's why we decided to take the mixtape route, because dropping an album is giving your all, and it takes a lot of money to work that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go the mixtape route, you're not too far off from what they're already inclined to listen to.
Understood.
So we drop the mixtapes to get them familiar with, okay, this is her sound. Okay, we're gonna follow her. I've found her. I like her. I'm gonna, follow her. I'm gonna follow her music. And then when you have the right amount of following and you're not, it's working, then you drop the album.
Nice, nice. Do you see yourself, like, is there a major label that you see yourself being a good fit on, or would you strictly like to just stay independent as of right now?
I'm working the plan right now,
Mm-hmm.
but I never say never. I never say no. It takes money to make money,
Of course.
and it's better to use somebody else's money than your money. So everybody screaming, "Stay independent." Listen, you're paying for the beats, you're paying for the studio time, you're paying for the mix and mastering, you're paying for the videos, you're paying for the clothing, and even though it is my clothing brand, it's still money.
Mm.
Um, you're paying for everything. You're paying for
Mm-hmm.
the models. You're paying for the flyers. You're paying for promotion. You're paying for stream. You're paying for everything.
Mm.
You're paying to upload. So if it makes sense to make a great deal. I was listening to my man DJ Khaled, and he was like, "No deal is a bad deal. You live and you learn. You're learning." And I'm
Mm.
sure I don't know everything, so it'll be very naive of me to say I'll stay independent because you're messing up a lot of money on the way of learning everything.
Mm.
Whereas you're using these people's experience and their money, and just don't get tied down for a lifetime. You pivot pivot off of what they got to offer,
Uh-huh.
and then you do your own thing.
You make something happen out of nothing. Yeah, you got to learn how to play them cards when you get in those situations.
You have to.
Yeah, a lot of people get in
Everybody
them.
had help, whether it's signing a management deal or signing a full-on record deal. At some point, you need something to, back you up and throw you in front of millions of people
Mhm.
in a shorter time.
Nice. Now, fashion is a huge passion and lane for you outside of the music. What's the mission behind SOS Clothing, the brand?
Well, Start the South Clothing.
Mhm.
That's my little AKA SOS, my alter ego.
Okay.
So, Start the South Clothing it goes way back with me. It wasn't cute to rock major name brands in your videos
Mhm.
and anything that you did. They would blur it out, right? Back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yes, they will.
Now they want you to promote them, and it's free promotion. So
Mm.
I still have the same mentality as I did back in the day. Like, why would I give $500 to support you and your family when I could put that in my pocket? It's about being an entrepreneur. And I used to always dress up. My mom used to be like, "We're going to the grocery store. What's
Mhm.
wrong with you kids?" I'm like, "Man, okay, anybody can see me out there." Um, I used to be dressed from head to toe just to go to the grocery store, and it just never left me. You want to
Wow.
look good. It goes hand in hand with the music.
Yeah.
You want to always look the part. you know
Nah.
you have all eyes on you, and it just developed into a brand because I want to rock my own style. I wanted to, I sit down and I draw out, I want the pocket here, and I want the logo here, and I want
Mhm.
this color here. And me and my brother, we used to always, draw sneakers and ship and mail them off to Nike, and they'll mail us back, and we'll mail them off to Adidas, and they'll mail us back, and they're like, "You need a patent or copyright for us to even open your mail." And be like, "Oh man," but we used to always, fashion was always a big thing for me and my
Wow.
my brother.
Yeah.
Shout out to Corbano, my brother there, Calfani. He wants to do his own thing too. I see why not. You got Adidas out there, and his brother out there doing the fashion thing. Why
Mm.
why don't we have more African Americans that's doing this thing?
Yeah, trillion dollar company. I mean, $1 trillion industry, rather. I mean,
And
it
it's
might.
a lot of money. A
What?
lot of money out there.
A lot of creative individuals, some people at the hierarchy in the top, but that industry, and then like I said, us as a culture, we innovators, we game changers, right? We come,
That's
we
right.
change things. So we know what they bring into the table. We bring that flavor. We bring a
Yeah, and
certain different element.
we allow them to catapult or jump on our backs and climb the ladder,
Uh-huh.
and make all this money off of us. I never understood why the NBA, players need to sign a shoe deal when they could create their own shoe brand. I just never fell into that type of mindset. It's
Yeah.
like it's out there for all of us to do. Why don't we take the initiative and do it?
I like that. I like that. Is the plan to get the clothing line into major stores, outlets, or international shipping? Is there like a goal, or is this we going to work it?
Definitely international.
Okay.
Um, Outlets, I'm on the fence because I might want to start my own chain of
Nice.
stores.
Makes sense.
So yeah, I can't say that I'm willing to give that but you know what I'm saying? The paperwork is right. You know, that's what we're talking about.
That's what we talk about. Is any designers that you kind of like this style, or anybody you even take heed to, or you kind of like more of a trendsetter? You don't really follow, you don't follow things. You kind of settle. I'm just curious to
As
see
far
if
as
it's,
what the clothing.
yeah, as far as the fashion designers, is
As
there
far as
anybody
the
that you like?
fashion, I'm simple. You know,
Nice.
right now it's urban wear.
Okay.
I want to go, branch off into dress wear, of course. But right now it's unisex. It's
Mhm.
urban wear. It's more that stage to street to stage wear is what I call it. So
Nice.
it's basically Started South Clothing, the first female black owned streets to stage wear clothing fashion line.
Mm.
Uh, we have our I teamed up with Apex Couture Mag. We're gonna be on the cover there. So
Mhm.
in May we have a fashion gala coming up in Jacksonville.
Oh, that's
Um, so yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
nice, nice. Could you see yourself venturing into any other industries besides fashion and music? Do you have a
Well,
bug?
fashion music, it blends with film as well. So
Yep, I was just about to
definitely see
say that.
myself acting.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah.
I was just gonna
um,
say that.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Hmm.
And it's another avenue to get the clothing popping. It's another avenue to get the music.
Hmm.
So it's kind of a trilogy, music, fashion, and film.
Nice.
So definitely have my eyes set on that too.
Awesome. And so we got SOS Village, right? That's the nonprofit. I thought that was very intriguing. I did my research. I was like, wow, yeah, yeah. I look.
Well, I definitely I'm working towards that. The
Absolutely,
name, yeah, the
absolutely.
name was given to me. Woke up one morning, had a conversation with my higher self, and he's like, within every purpose, there is something that you're put on earth to leave behind.
Yes.
And I had that conversation, and the conversation was, look, this is what I want you to do. I
Mm,
want you to go out here and find a way to, add to the what do you want to call it? Add to the um help. I want
mhm,
you to go and help this cause,
mhm.
and it yes, I just feel like this country has a little bit too much money for you to see so much. If you Google homelessness or
Mhm,
um children that are homeless, it's
mhm,
just way too big of a number for us to be sitting here talking about going to war and fighting all these other countries' problems when
mhm,
there's so many homeless, hungry, unclothed
mm.
children, human beings in this country alone.
Nice. And you think we need to focus more on ourselves as individuals, and more people kind of probably need to take more accountability. I think their priorities is kind of wrong. A lot of people spending so much unnecessary spending on materialistic things when you're like, you know what, you could have you could you could have fed this, you could have put these people through school, you could have did that. And I think, like you said, to piggyback off what you're saying, it's not a lot of purpose driven people out here. They're
Well, a
simply
lot of
doing it.
people haven't, like I
Mhm.
said, you got to be online. You got to have that enlightenment. You
Mm,
have to let go and listen. And at some point we hit a point where whatever you believe in, whether it be Buddha, whether it be Jah Rastafari, Hail Selassie, you got to be at a point where you sit down and allow that higher being to speak to you or through you,
mhm,
and connect with what your purpose is on earth. A lot of us are just blindlessly walking and doing what we think we need to do. All of us have been there.
absolutely.
We're raised to go get a 9 to 5, put our kids through school, and that becomes our purpose.
Mhm,
I have children and I have to raise them and I have to see them get married and I have to make sure that I'm there for the grandkids. But there's a higher purpose in contributing to the world, the
mm,
earth,
mhm.
and leaving something behind that is a real legacy. I can't leave this money for my great grandkids, but I can leave the money, but the legacy is more important. What
Absolutely.
did what did my great grandmother do to acquire this wealth, and what do I continue on to do to acquire this wealth and to share it? The true millionaire is not in what you have, but in what you can give.